Good evening, paranormal lovers. It is Thursday, October 12th, 2023. And no, you do not need to adjust your cameras. I am not the old Italian Rhode Islander with the cap and the luscious facial hair. I am Sarah, Paranormal, and Mike is off tonight, so I'm going to be filling in for him. I'm not even going to try and do the whole Mike thing. So things might be a little bit different tonight, but I am excited because we have a great guest for you this evening. She has 4 different oracle decks with companion books. She's co-authored and contributed to 7 titles, 25 fiction titles with everything from short stories to full-length novels, 17 titles alone surrounding the metaphysical, paranormal, and spiritual genres. She's from New Kensington, Pennsylvania, and she is an author, writer, paranormal consultant, spiritual advisor, the enchanted divine, and one of a kind, Angel Vaow. Hi, Angel.
How is everybody tonight?
Well, it's just you and me for right now. Sin will be joining us in a little while. Now, did I say your name correctly? Can you pronounce it for us?
My last name is Vaow.
Vaow. Okay. I apologize. I should have asked you that backstage, and I realized that after the fact. I was looking at your Facebook page today because I was excited you were coming on. It's impressive. You've done a lot. Can you give us a little bit of just like a brief overview of you and what you do before we get started with the clips?
Ooh, what do I do? Wow.
It's everything.
I really am like the universe has kind of added things to my resume that I wasn't even counting on. So this year has been nuts. Just collaborating with other authors and writing my own books, and I've been doing conventions and somehow got thrown into the music genre. I wrote a song, and a friend of mine that's a musician saw the lyrics and wanted to turn it into a song. So I've been like heavy into that. We did a photo shoot and we filmed a music video for it.
Awesome.
It's releasing on October 28th. Oh. And Grimrock is the musician. And yeah, this has been a whole new experience for me. So yes, I have that going on. I've been doing some investigating, and I've had a lot of private cases this year. I don't know what's going on. There's something shifted. And I know a lot of us, spiritually gifted folks have felt that shift in the energy.
Yeah.
But along with that shift has come, it's done something with the supernatural realm. Things are happening more frequently into people that normally don't experience paranormal activity. And the private cases that I've been called on this year alone, it's been ridiculous. I mean, I've had more this year than I did in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And, for the most part, I get to these places and, they're not haunted like the people think it is. It's, they're being inhabited by spirits. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's hard to get people to understand that, everybody uses the word haunted so much.
Yeah.
Just because you have a spirit in your home doesn't mean it's haunted. It doesn't mean they're at unrest or anything like that. I've had spirits that have followed me for many, many years and stuck with me, and I don't consider myself haunted, or any place that I go is haunted. I have companions. They just happen to be spectral, and they're awesome. I trust them more than I trust the living. So
yeah.
That's you.
That's my favorite Beetlejuice quote. Never trust the living. And I'm also an investigator. I started my own team here in Tampa, Florida, and we've had an influx of residential cases as well. And people always ask us if we're afraid. And I say, I'm way more afraid of the fleshies, the alive people, than I am of the spirits. So when it comes to private residences, you definitely have to be careful. But I think, sometimes you have to be more careful of the people that are calling you than you do of the things that you find when you get there.
Experience with that. Yeah. I just, I spent I spend a lot of time with clients when they get in touch with me because I ask a lot of questions, and I need to figure out, is there a psychological aspect to this? Is this completely driven off of because they watch paranormal shows
Yeah.
and take that to heart? Like there's a lot of different aspects that come along with private cases, and I ask a lot of questions, and I even before I get to the location, I devote a lot of time and invest in the person and their story so I can do my best job for them. And it's very disheartening when, and this is not the first time it's happened, but it's very disheartening when you invest time and when you're a good person and your whole life is to reach out and help people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get, and I've never had a woman do this to me. So, take that for what it's worth. But I've had men make up ridiculous and ludicrous stories to get my heart involved and want to help. And you know what I mean? And it turns out to be just a facade. It's horrible. And I've had two in the last couple years that really, the one the other day, it got me. I invested so much time with this person to try and help him.
Yeah.
And come to find out, it was just a big ploy to get me to go to Connecticut. And so he could like spend time with me. And I'm like, I've just invested 2 months in helping you.
Right.
I've asked you probably 50 different questions, and it was for nothing, and he's on a team that I'm familiar with, that I've met in person. And when they found out because this man was going to pay for my gas, pay for my hotel. I mean, and that normally doesn't happen. And I don't ask. I've never charged to help anybody. But that was like, when he offered that, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this man's really desperate for help. If he's willing to put all this money in to get me to come there and help him, wow, something really must be wrong.
Right.
And then just something felt off about it. And his team reached out to me, and I asked them, I was like, do you know anything about him having this demon issue in his house? I was like, because this man sounds very scared, not sure what to do. If he has a team, why isn't he coming to you guys? They had no idea what I was talking about. This man's been with them for 5 years. You would think if he was having demon issues, he would reach out to his team first.
Oh yeah, we tell each other everything, me and my Z. There's no way.
That's your family,
Yeah, that's your family.
I knew, right then and there something wasn't right. And, we did a little digging, and yeah, unfortunately it was just a bunch of bull. And it's sad that he went to all that length just to get me there, but it happens, and like you said, the living is much more sketchy and suspect than the dead people I deal with,
Right.
And when you're a medium, it's easier for me to tap into a spirit than it is to tap into the living. So I already know where that spirit's coming from. I know their intention. I know, what they expect from me. They know what I expect from them. They respect my boundaries for the most part. Bob, my spectral roommate, I don't think he understands boundaries. He just doesn't.
One second here. I'm gonna add real quick. We have joining us, thankfully, Sin Schrader Hill, author. Your friend.
So sorry. I'm in dark because I'm sitting in my truck. I just finished teaching yoga and aquatics. So, hey, hi, Angel.
Hi.
We were just talking about. We haven't even done a clip yet, which I should be doing. So Mike's going to be upset with me, Sin, already. I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to go.
Okay.
We'll be okay. I'm be in trouble. I'm going to go to HR because we were talking about, our favorite quote from Beetlejuice, never trust the living. How, we look at these clips and we do these investigations, and especially coming up on Halloween, you have to be more careful of the fleshies. I call them fleshies than you do of the spirits. So now that Sin is here, sorry to interrupt you, Angel. I'm gonna attempt to bring up a clip. Sid knows this is my first time doing this.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's
It'll
go
be
for it. I'm just going to pick one here. Hold on one second. And no, can't see that yet. Here we go. Sorry, we're going to do this. And here we are. Can everyone see the screen? Nope, that's just me.
there.
Yay, there we go. Okay. So let's rewind this and play this and have a look at it.
Would you like to come in and sit down with us?
Oh, wait a minute. Hi.
Somebody sit down. How are you?
Hi, who are you? Who are you?
Thank you for sitting with us.
Okay. So what we've got going on here, it looks like you've got an SLS camera going, and we can't really see what's in the background because the SLS tends to blur that out. But I feel like it looks like you have two spirits, and you ask them to sit down, and one sits down on a couch. Sin, did you see the same thing as me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And Angel, don't you tell them where to point? Don't you feel it and you tell them where to aim? Isn't that how you do that?
Yeah, they don't ever tell me ahead of time if they see something. They wait for me to speak up. Or I have certain hand gestures, like I'll put my hand out to connect with the spirit and, figure out how tall they are, where they are in comparison to where I am and that kind of thing. If they see me doing that, then, they'll point the camera but no, they don't ever tell me what they're seeing because I asked them not to. I want to be able to validate what I'm feeling. And I can't think of a time that my crew has ever heard me say, okay, somebody's here, and there's not been somebody there. Like I've always been validated. It's just because it's so strong, and there's no denying it. I might not know whether it's a female or male right away, or an adult or a kid. But I know there's an energy source near me. And like, if you look at the video, that was only part of that video earlier before that even happened. If you look at me in the chair, I'm kind of like the aura around me is pink.
Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
All right, hold on real quick, Angel, because someone asked to full screen it. So this is it. I'm gonna just put it full screen and play it again, so you won't see us for a minute, so we can see. Now that I know that's you, I want to see it again real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if this works. This is as big as I can make it.
Would you like to come in and sit down with us?
Oh, wait a minute. Hi.
Somebody sit down. How are you?
Hi, who are you? Who are you?
Thank you for sitting with us.
Okay, so I gotta bring us all back. Bloop. Okay, so I can kind of see now. Let me just put it on the side for reference here. So the pink is you, Angel.
Right. And the pink and it's like purple, pink.
Yeah.
SLS picks up thermal temperatures as well.
Okay.
So before this happened, I had another spirit around me, and you can hear me say in the video, wow, I'm cold. And as soon as I say that, I go from a normal like gray blue is what you should look like in the camera to that purple. So that also validated that somebody was near me enough to, it literally engulfed my energy source and turned me cold. So that, yeah, when you see that purple like that, that means there's, you know, there's at least a 20-degree difference in my body temperature and what's around me. So that's how we also knew that somebody was in the room. But when I felt them go away and move away from me is when I said, would you like to come in and sit down with us? And they showed up on the couch. And at one point, another one came in and joined this person on the couch, but the legs on, I mean, you could tell he was kind of just like chilling, like leaning back, relaxed, legs sprawled out. You know what I mean? That was at the Hotel Conneaut in Conneaut Lake, PA. And that's a place that's near and dear to my heart. I have a special connection there with my family. So when I'm there, the spirits, I mean, I've been going there since I was 13 years old. So early 80s, the spirits there have known me. So when I'm there, like the activity always picks up. People love going there with me because of it. I was put on Ghost Nation, the TV show, because of something that happened to me there at that hotel. So that's just probably one of 100 different videos or evidence that I've collected at the Hotel Conneaut. That was just one of my favorite moments.
Jai asked what temperature range was the spirit. So it's got a thermal imaging. Does it show the difference in temperature between like the two areas, like where you are and where the spirit was? Do you remember?
You can, if you put your settings to show the exact degree of temperature, you can. With that particular program, it just shows the color change. But to go from the normal blue is what we should, blue or gray is what we normally would look like in the SLS camera. For it to shift to purple and pink, there has to be at least a 20-degree difference. So if my body temperature is 98.6, or, you know, that's what it's normally, that means that dropped down to 68, you know, or 78 degrees or whatever, at least a 20-degree difference.
Wow.
We've been in there, and Ruth, the person that you hear talking along with me, she's actually the one that was filming this. We've been sitting in there, and I've done, you know, the whole, there's somebody next to me, I can feel them. And she's used the FLIR camera to take pictures. And there was a 32-degree difference on the left side of my body compared to the right.
Wow.
So it wasn't even my whole body. It was just where this little boy was sitting on the ground, and he had his arm wrapped around my leg, and he was just sitting with me, which is normal for that place. And but I told her, I was like, I am freezing on this side. And sure enough, there was 32-degree difference on my left side of my body.
Do you know who that spirit was?
Yeah, there's a little boy that goes there, and I do believe he drowned in the lake. He's 8 years old. His name's Chris. He loves to follow me around. And he often, he for whatever reason, he likes to sit on the floor next to my leg. It's always the same place. We've also captured two little twins. I was walking through the main lobby of the hotel, and they captured on the SLS two identical figures on both sides of me holding my hands as I'm walking through. So there's definitely kids there, and they know me and they feel safe. So they usually come.
You know what I'm thinking right now, right, Sin?
You think of the Shining? Don't do that. Don't do that, because somebody else was mentioning that I'm gonna look, because this hotel has those weird old style hallways too, like old carpet and everything, and it does remind you of The Shining. And I don't like looking down the hallway because
I wasn't even gonna go there.
Following me around, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to see that.
Sin knows every show that we do when a child spirit is mentioned.
Mike comes out and argues.
Mike gets right in there and argues about how no, there can be no children's spirits because they all go
Who
straight
says
to heaven.
this?
Mike, you haven't had this conversation with him?
Oh no, but we're going to.
Good. Okay, so let's save that Sin. Before you came on, we're gonna have Angel on legit paranormal, and she's gonna take on King Mike Owl in the is there a child spirit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's toast. Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
toast. Stay
He's
tuned. All right, let's pull up something else here. I'm just gonna grab one. He's so much faster than me.
You're doing great.
Thanks, Sin. Thanks for your emotional and physical support here today. All right, let's do this.
All I can see is a light behind Sin's head and then the reflection on her glasses. That's all I can see.
She's spooky Sin today. Spooky Sin. All right, here we go. This looks like it must be audio. So let's listen.
So you knew it was going to happen. We have no idea what that was. It's a very loud noise in the corner. Good girl for not getting up and leaving me here alone. I can't believe I didn't yell.
Hold on, I'm gonna play that again because I feel like I was playing with buttons and I missed it. Hold on.
So you knew it was going to happen. We have no idea what that was. It's a very loud noise in the corner.
Okay, Sin, what did you hear?
I heard a loud noise, but I can't tell what that is. I also hear whispering. So something, I can't make it out because unfortunately I am just on my phone right now.
Oh, okay. You don't have earbuds in or anything. Okay.
No.
All right, wait. I'm gonna do it one more time. I want to listen for the whispering.
So you knew it was going to happen. We have no idea what that was.
Okay, I don't hear whispering, but I think that's Angel asking a question, and then there's a clink, and then two little clinks. So, I mean, for us sitting here at home, just hearing the audio, we don't know what was going on in the room, obviously, if somebody moved something or
I'll set the scene for you, and the reason why I sent this one is because it's probably one of the most remarkable audio evidences that I've ever collected, and I've collected thousands. This particular one, it was two of us in the basement.
okay.
Everybody else was sent outside, so there was no noise contamination or anything like that. So Tammy Bankert and I were in the basement, and I had been communicating with a gentleman down there, and he was not only using the K2 meter, but he was using the EDI meter, the REM pod, motion sensor lights, flashlights, and the Ovulus to communicate with me. And every time I asked him to do a certain thing, like if I said, okay, stop touching the REM pod, please touch the motion sensor, he would do this. So this was a very intelligent spirit. When we got to that point of the audio that I sent you, I was getting down to the point of how he was killed. He was killed in that area, not in the house, but because I'm a conduit, spirits don't have to have anything to do with the location where I'm at. If the fact that I'm a conduit, they kind of just are drawn to me. So this person really had nothing to do with the house, maybe the land, but not the house itself. So I'm asking him questions, trying to figure out how this man lost his life. And I started asking questions, and he was using all the equipment to answer me. And I had asked him, I said, so I said, did you know the person that murdered you? And I said, if you did, please touch the REM pod. And he did. So that's when I say, so you saw it coming. Because he gave me an image of a man standing in front of him and shooting him point blank in the chest. So when he fed me that image, I knew how he went. So, and I could see that he saw the person that was about to shoot him. So
Wow.
I say out loud, so you saw it coming. And then that clank that you hear, I can tell you this, it was deafening. It literally sounded like a shotgun or a gun went off in the basement where we were in the corner.
Okay, wait, hold on. I want to play it again now that you said that. 1 second. Let me just.
It sounds just like somebody just ran straight into something and demolished it.
And there was nobody there, and other than us too, we were not moving. We were sitting completely still. And like when this bang happened, Tammy, who, mind you, is an ex-police officer, but she can be very jumpy when it comes to things like that when we're investigating. So that's why I told her I was impressed that she did not get up and run the hell out of there, because that's what I expect. I would have expected anybody to. That's how loud it was. It was deafening. It sounded like a gun.
I want to play it one more time because I want to hear. I want to hear now. I want to hear the gun sound.
Okay.
It's not going to play now. Hold on.
Okay.
I think I just need to reload it.
So you knew it was going to happen.
Oh.
We have no idea.
I exclaimed out loud, so hold on.
So you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I hear the gun. That does sound like a gun. That does sound like a gun. Sin?
We were in the room. It like I said, it was deafening, and it takes a lot to like startle me and make my heart race. But hearing that so loudly, and the basement wasn't huge, so for it to be that loud and in such a close close proximity, it yeah, and it's something that just one of them investigations that I'll never forget, and I know Tammy will never forget it. I mean.
Wow.
She was impressed the fact that I had this man talking to me and using so many different devices to do so. And, literally if I, said use flashlight, the motion sensor, whatever I asked him to do, he did that. And she was impressed alone by that. And then once
that
I
is impressive.
Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot. That's, the video that I sent you, that's another example of how I get them to communicate with me. And I always let them choose the equipment. I give them an option. They pick what they want to use, what's easiest for them or whatever. And that's what we go on. And, it can be a K2, it can be a REM pod. I let them pick.
Yeah. Since you mentioned the video, I pulled it up. So I'm going to attempt to screen share that because I couldn't get this particular video downloaded. So let's go there next. And let me try and get this to see if I can get it full screen. It should be Facebook. Nope. There we go. Get this as big as possible. All right. And play.
Can you touch that again? Thank you.
Is that a REM pod straight ahead?
Easy for you to use?
Yeah.
Can
you touch it again? Make the lights come on.
All right, I'm gonna break it down. Sin, did you see that?
I heard is that a REM pod straight ahead?
Yeah, on the
this
counter.
this looks like the same
Yeah.
REM pod I have. I'm gonna
Yeah.
that second one. Let's just rewind it a little bit because
And sometimes she just lights it up, and sometimes she'll make it sound. So you got to watch too.
Okay.
Can you touch that again? Thank you. Is that easy for you to use? Can you touch it again? Make the lights come on. Oh, thank you.
did you see it that time, Sin?
Yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. And the reason why I like this is because, people say there's all sorts of controversy, right, with REM pods, because we all know they can be set off by cell phones or other electronics and things like that. Because a REM pod is basically a musical instrument. It's a junior theremin inside a casing, and a theremin was meant to make noises as someone moved further from, so it reacts to the electromagnetic fields. And so, we have found evidence that spirits often also react with electromagnetic fields, which is why ghost hunters or paranormal investigators use them. I'm trying to break it down for people. I'm getting into Paranormal 101 already. I'm jumping classes.
I'm very peculiar when it comes to investigating. So my crew, I insist that phones are put in airplane mode or set aside altogether.
Yeah.
When I was recording this, I used my camcorder, not my phone. So I'm very meticulous when it comes to evidence and our equipment, and because our phones can mess with walkie-talkies, REM pods, K2 meters. So I do the process of elimination before, and I do all the debunking and make sure that what is happening here, there was nothing around that REM pod. And the fact that, I'm directly communicating with the spirit and they're doing what I'm asking them to do, that's kind of, you can't fake that shit. You just can't. I mean, this went on for almost 8 minutes, so.
And so, sometimes when you use a REM pod too, and it's electronic setting it off, depending on where you have the sensitivity set, it's a lot louder and there's a lot more lights going off. And these are kind of just very soft, which I kind of like that it's not all in your face, and it's responding when you ask it questions.
Right. That's the key right there. Yep.
Let's keep going. I don't know why.
Thank you very much. Are you recording too? Okay, good, because I'm afraid this is going to die on me. So are you Lenora? If you're Lenora, light that up for me. Thank you. Hi, Miss Lenora. I'm glad that you wanted to talk to me. And I'm sorry that you were weeping. Did you lose somebody? Is that why you were weeping? Light that up for yes. Are you waiting for somebody to come back? Okay. Okay. Thank you. I just figured that out.
I'm going to pause it. Can we just talk about it for a minute? Just how, I don't know the whole backstory, but the name Lenora just sounds like a ghost to me. Like if I could name a ghost, its name would be Lenore. I don't know why. It might be the Edgar Allan Poe poem, but I'm like, Lenore is such a good ghost name. It really is. So you already know who she is. It's going off again. It's still answering your questions.
Right. And if you noticed when I said, are you weeping for somebody? Nothing happened.
Right.
It wasn't until she gave me a little bit of information that I was able to interact and say, okay, you're waiting for somebody.
And you got that
And
information psychically?
from her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, when I was right about that, that's when she, set it off again. But she was the very first spirit that I saw when I walked into this place. This was the Sweet Home Estate in Fillmore, New York. And first time there, I had just walked into the front room. The place was a funeral home back in the day. So when I saw her standing in the corner and she was weeping, I automatically assumed that it had to do something with the funeral home, and it did not. And she let me know that by not responding with the REM pod when I asked her that. It was she's there because she's waiting for somebody. Has nothing to do with the funeral parlor. So that was the cool part about, were you weeping for somebody? And she knew that I meant from the funeral home, and she did not answer because that wasn't right. Okay. So I thought that was very important.
Yeah, very cool.
All right. Should I keep going with this video?
You want? That's up to you.
All right, let's keep going.
Okay, thank you. So you had nothing to do with the funeral home. You're waiting for somebody to return. Are you waiting for your husband? Light that up if you are. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Can you give me your husband's name? I can see if I can find him while I'm here. Maybe he'll come out and talk to me. Is your husband's name Jack? Can you light that up for me? Jack or Jackson or Jake? It's a J. I know it's okay.
James?
No, I think it's Jake. Jacob? Jake? Or is it Jack? Jack was the first name. Can you light that up if it was Jack? Okay, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I will do my very best to try and find Jack for you and maybe reunite you. That would be a very great thing if I can do that for you. But I don't know where Jack is, so I will have to find him. Maybe we can get him to talk later when we have our spirit boxes going. She likes that idea. Yeah, she does. Okay, sweetie.
Okay, so Jack, do you know when Lenora died? Like how long ago? Is Jack still alive? Are you gonna try and find Jack in the spirit realm?
Well, that's what I meant, but I had to find out because I didn't know if he was dead yet.
Okay.
So I had to ask, some history and everything. But the owner didn't really know anything. He wasn't even aware that there was a Lenora there. He does now because he literally tagged me a couple weeks ago and said that she's driving him nuts because she keeps asking for me. So
she wants to talk to Jack.
Yeah. So, he said, please promise me you'll come back because, she's kind of driving me nuts. She wants Angel. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll try. So yeah, but I don't, when I reached out psychically and through the mediumship of myself, I could not even find an energy source for him. So my only thing that I could think of is that he's still alive and she's waiting for him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why she's sad because he's not with her yet. So
that's sweet.
sweet, and it's sad that she's just kind of
Yeah, it's
lingering.
sad that she's waiting for him to die. I mean, if he's still alive, I don't know. I don't know that I don't know how Sin, how long would you wait if you passed me first? She's like, don't ask me that. I'm like, I'm trying to think now. How long would I sit around an old funeral home waiting for my husband? You're like, honey, can you just find me somewhere else? I'm ready to go now. Okay, let's pull up. Let me see this one. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit here. And while I'm switching this up, Jai's asked a couple of times, she's what type of cameras do you prefer? So are you, when you're talking camcorders, I don't know if she's referring to that or referring, like when you're talking about like the thermal lenses and the SLS, do you have a preference on what kind of cameras you use for those?
Just my regular Canon photo, like my regular camera. I prefer that over anything. But next in line would definitely be the SLS because it's proven to be too relevant in the field that, you know, way too many times we've been able to validate what we've seen and heard with the SLS. So definitely my second favorite.
Did you have someone build it for you? Do you have like a certain store that you like? SLSs are expensive. They really are.
There is Ghost Tube has an app that, and I normally will not push apps. I'm not an app girl, but when I downloaded this app because I wanted to check it out, we compared it to our regular SLS, our real, you know, custom made SLS, and it was picking up the same type of signatures. So now the only difference is with the app, you have to be a little bit closer to get a full-bodied, you know, figure in the lens. The regular SLS camera has a wider angle.
Right.
That's the only difference, though.
Because it's just using the infrared from the smartphone.
Right.
I would guess.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, let's try this EVP. Take a listen.
This ghost hunt's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited. Shield yourself, lady. I mean, they've had hunting here before, but probably not in a while. And I'm sure there's a lot of spirits that want to talk. The closer I got to that, I got in my chest, yeah.
Right.
Want to talk.
Okay, so after you said they want to talk, I definitely heard a guy, and you say right on here, there's 3 women in the building. So I can't understand what he said. Sin, did you catch what he said?
I did not. I could hear the male voice though.
Right.
Yeah, he's a little growly when he says it, but it's not growly in a mean way. It's I mean, you can hear the excitement, and all he says is "You're awesome," is what he says. Because they had only had one other team ever in the Masonic Temple in Fort Wayne, and they were allowing me this privilege to host a celebrity like guest hunt, and I went in there, me and my publisher and the woman that let us into the building, that we were the only ones in the entire building. And I'm sure you know Mason's buildings, they're huge, they're massive. But we were up on the 4th floor in the ritual room. And we were just walking around because I wanted to see, you know, I was checking it out, doing like an initial walkthrough. And when I was videotaping, it wasn't to capture anything. I was not investigating at that moment. I was literally just taking video to show, you know, how much room we had, which floors we had access to. That's all that was. So when I got back home and I started, you know, I was going to load the video and share it with the people that, you know, were going to be a part of this ghost hunt, I heard that and I'm like, wait a minute. And none of us reacted to it because we didn't hear it in real
No, you
time.
just kept talking.
Yeah, I'm literally talking over it. Nobody reacted to it whatsoever. And when I went back and I listened to it and I slowed it down just a little bit, I was like, that's a man's voice. And he yells, "You're awesome." Because I'm talking about bringing people in to do a hunt that I was like, none of these spirits have had anybody to talk to.
Yeah. Hold
You
on,
know,
I'm
and
gonna
then
read
just
it.
out of nowhere, this man yells, "You're awesome." And I was like, oh, wow.
I want to listen for it. Let's listen one more time.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Shield yourself, lady. I mean, they've had hunts in here before, but probably not in a while. And I'm sure there's a lot of spirits that want to talk. The closer I got to that, I got the pressure in my chest. Yeah.
I heard it that time, and he sounds like a heckler, like he's up in the balcony. He sounds far away, and he's like, "You're awesome!" Like he's coming to see your show.
Yeah.
Did you hear
mean,
that?
that was probably one of the loudest EVPs I've ever captured. And like I said, I wasn't even investigating. I was literally just taking video to get lay of the land of the building. That was it. But it shows you that was at 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it shows you not everything happens at night, and not everything happens when you're expecting it to, you know? So
yeah.
He was just ready to talk.
He was
he was psyched.
He was, "You're awesome!" He's going to a concert. It's awesome. I love it. I love the enthusiasm from that spirit. But why? Okay, so I have not had the opportunity to investigate a Masonic call yet. Sin, have you investigated a Masonic?
Sean, my co-founder, has. I had just had an operation on the knee and couldn't get out of the house. And I'm so jealous of him because they caught a lot.
Why are Masonic calls, so active? Does anyone know?
Well,
I think it's the energy imprints and such important things happen in there. And, you know, I think for a lot of the men that belong to those type of clubs and what have you, that's where they choose to spend most of their time. So most of their energy is going to be imprinted there, I think. And yeah, I that's the only thing I can think of, because we got a lot of, you know, activity when we were there for the ghost hunts those 2 nights. And I mean, and I've got the okay for any time I ever want to go back, just, you know, let them know. And they were so impressed with, I mean, they were showing this video to everybody that came into that temple. They're like, they were
Where is
so, this is in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think too that when they get to the 33rd degree, that's when they actually practice magic rituals.
I don't know anything about Freemasons. Is that terrible?
No, not
They
at
do
all.
magic rituals?
Yeah. When it's the room that happened in was the ritual room. So,
Ooh.
and there was an altar in the middle of the room. When I approached it, my energy went nuts. Like, I absorbed whatever was there, and it wasn't bad or anything, but yeah, I got a little euphoric from the amount of energy that was just on that ritualistic altar. It was pretty crazy.
I kind of want to go now.
Yeah.
I have a friend, his wife just posted on Facebook today, a good friend who's just got inducted into the Freemasons, and now I want questions, and he's not going to tell me anything. They can't tell you anything.
No.
Yeah, they're pretty limited to what they can share. Yeah.
No. I'm going to be looking at them now like. But if it takes 33 levels, that's a long time.
I don't know if that's even the top, but that's where they practice the magic.
That's where they
They-
introduce it, and you get initiated into the magical part of
What kind
that.
of magic can they do?
Very secretive.
Very secretive magic.
I mean,
Yeah.
magic is just manipulation of energy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's redirecting an energetic course, so to speak. So when people say they're working magic, you know, people want to picture a witch in the woods with a cauldron, and
I mean, that is fun.
putting a candle on a birthday cake and blowing it out to make a
Yeah.
wish is magic. That's a form of magic.
Yeah.
People just don't realize it, you know. So
So
when
the
they're,
Freemasons are basically doing witchcraft. Is what you're saying.
that's what magic is. It's it's manipulation of energy. So
I think
Yeah.
too, when they get to be the 33rd degree, that they're actually called priest, aren't they?
Oh.
I don't know.
I
don't
think
know
so.
the levels.
I'm gonna have to look into this more now if I'm be hanging
It's
out with
tricky
one of them.
And if you can get into, I mean, I got lucky. I charmed the pants off of the people at that building to get in there. And I mean, some of them are pretty open for investigating. It all depends on who's running it. You know, if you get an older guy, chances are they're not going to want any part of it because, you know, they're tight-lipped about it or very secretive, or, you know, they believe in magic, but they don't believe in the paranormal kind of thing. It's,
Okay.
So if you can get lucky and get into one, definitely do it.
Well, we're going on August 28th when I go to Block Island to do our paranormal investigation live stream. We're going to do the old Oddfellows building, which is where Block Island Ghost Tours is now. I don't know the difference between Oddfellows and Freemasons, but I know they are also very haunted most of the time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I think we got time for one more before we have to wrap it up for 101. So let's pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger. Hold on. Pause that. Everyone's like, I hope Mike's okay and comes back next week. For a lot of reasons, but mostly because this girl.
This whole thing with him and kids can't. I'm speechless. That doesn't happen very often.
Wait, but hold on now. Wait, before we do this clip now, because I want to know now. Can we do a whole nope. Okay, so we have to set this up now as like a prize fight, like Angel Vaow versus King Mike Owl.
I'm dying to know. No pun intended.
Special event.
I need to know what his idea is on that whole concept. I'm just.
He thinks that when you talk to a child spirit that it's demonic.
I want to know where he got this ridiculous idea.
He just said that children are too innocent to be stuck, and he's not understanding that some of them could be.
And also, you know what? And I love Mike to death. He's amazing, and I'm really disappointed that he's not here tonight. But Mike is not a medium, nor is he a psychic, correct?
Right, and he's not a paranormal investigator.
Right. So his opinion on that is religious based, I feel, and religion is the first thing to. Religion really shouldn't have anything to do with the supernatural or paranormal, because it does give you distorted views on things, just like that. Like, as a medium, I've come across several child spirits, and they're not demons. They're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just boggled, as open-minded as Mike is, that he thinks that. I'm just completely boggled, and yeah, we are gonna have to duke it out on a show, because
I feel like there's more behind it, but I don't want to talk for Mike. So I think having him on and having a good old-fashioned roundtable panel discussion on child spirits would be fun.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Once his head heals, because we need him in his right mind.
Absolutely.
I mean, come on. is that
We love
really
you, Mike. We hope you're okay right now.
Get better, Mike.
Get better, Mike. Okay, we're gonna do
Yes,
one more.
you take care of yourself.
One more. He has to come back because he's way funnier than I am. Okay, one more.
Are you a female?
One more time. Let's see if I can get it to.
Are you a female?
Wow.
Yeah, are you a female? Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I know we're supposed to come up with guesses, but I don't know how you can be more clear on that. That's like, are you a female?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were at the Hotel Conneaut, and I had 3 other people with me, and I saw. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole orb debacle, but I literally watched an orb come into the door, and that's when I started asking questions. And when the orb came in through the doorway, and then I could feel the energy around me, I knew it was a female, and I needed that validation. So, yeah, she came right through and said, yeah. So, and it was so close that it was like she was right in front of me.
She was right behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, she was right there on me. So that was at the Hotel Conneaut too. I mean, that hotel I cannot express it enough. If you can ever get there, it's in Pennsylvania.
Where in Pennsylvania, Angel?
Yeah, I'm in PA. Yeah.
Where in PA are you near?
I'm near Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. The Hotel Conneaut is up. It's in between where I'm at right now in Pittsburgh and Erie. So it's
Okay.
about 80 miles from me now.
Okay.
But it was built in 1894, and this hotel it's just amazing. And you can go and get a room for the night. They don't care if you walk around and investigate. It's a pretty family oriented type place. So
Awesome.
get there, go.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all this awesome evidence with us. Sin, do you have anything to say while we wrap it up?
I love Angel.
She'll be back.
Too. I'm excited for your book to come out too.
No, I am too. Angel gave me an amazing story. I mean, it was just one that when you read it, you're going to be like, holy moly. And the fact that she was so calm and so loving to this spirit and what he was going through and how she helped him. It's incredible. It's an incredible story.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. So, Sin, what's the book? When is it coming out?
Realm of Shadows, True Ghost Stories and Eerie Tales. It should be out next week on Amazon.
Week?
Oh,
yeah. Good. I didn't know it was coming out that soon.
We got to put it on our Amazon list.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We will. Angel, is there anything you would like to promote or tell us about?
No, not at the moment. I'm just I'm excited that you guys have me on again, and this whole thing with Mike and the kids, I'm telling y'all, that's gonna mess with me for days now.
Oh, no.
So he's got to get better, and we got to schedule this because
Maybe I'm gonna talk to him, and so maybe we're gonna have to do a special episode, like a special Mike versus Angel, Kid Spirits, round 1.
Sounds good.
We're gonna do it.
Awesome.
Sid, do you feel up to coming back for 101?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Okay, so coming up next, we're going to do Paranormal 101. It's going to be me and Sin. We're going to continue to go through the 101 handbook. I want to thank Angel for coming on. It was lovely to meet you. We'll definitely be in touch soon. keep an eye out on our Amazon list and our webpage for more information on Angel. You can follow her on Facebook. I'm guessing you're on TikTok, Instagram, all those things as well.
Yeah, I'm there.
All right,
everywhere.
we're gonna put some of her book pages on our Amazon list as well, so you can find her books there. If you have not already, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right now, we're working on growing, and the more followers we get, the more likes and subscribes. It's gonna allow us to bring bigger, better, and continued quality paranormal content to you for free. Ladies, thank you for having us on tonight. And so for Angel Vaow, Sin Schrader Hill, and Sarah Paranormal, we're going to wrap up legit paranormal clips, and we'll be right back with Paranormal 101. Have a good night, everyone.